Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Baby Daisy's stalker is revealed as Gio sides with Lulu against Brooklyn. On General Hospital today, Olivia and Chase believe Sasha may be losing her mind, Lulu is upset with Jason, and Cody is still working on his plan to woo Ava. When Sasha enters the Quartermain nursery and discovers Daisy is gone, she becomes alarmed. She dashes downstairs to look at the living room bassinet, but she's not there either. When Sasha eventually locates Michael, she informs him that Daisy has disappeared and that she has searched everywhere. "Someone has taken our child," she sobs. The argument between Brooklyn and Lulu intensifies in the boathouse, where Lulu lashes out at Brooklyn for harming her kid. She is tired of everyone saying she has changed, but she is still the same cunning bitch. Brooklyn doesn't understand what Lulu is discussing. Lulu informs her that Danny showed Rocco her information on Britt. According to Brooklyn, Rocco was never meant to see it, and she also believed that Lulu had never lied to her kids. According to Lulu, she and Dante had planned to inform him about Britt, but things became very tricky after she awoke from the coma. Lulu screams that Rocco ought to have heard his parents' side of the story. Given that she denied her the option or capacity to tell her son the truth, Brooklyn highlights how hypocritical that is. She should not have left that file out for Rocco to find, Lulu advises, and she should not attempt to take the moral high ground. Brooklyn yells that she didn't, and it's not as if she discovered a secret that no one was aware of. In contrast to Lulu, who, as Brooklyn recalls, broke into Martin's room and obtained information that she was not authorized to have. She tells Lulu that she injured her own kid by keeping the truth from him and that she needs to confront the reality. Lulu yells that she and Dante were about to tell him but were unable to do so. When Gio arrives, he demands of them to stop arguing and to stop talking about him. Gio is informed by Lulu that they are at odds about what Brooklyn done to his brother Rocco. Brooklyn is adamant that she did not harm Rocco. After learning the truth about Brooklyn, Lulu tells Gio what she did in retaliation. She informs Brooklyn that she will never be able to forgive her for hurting her with her son. Brooklyn assures Gio that Lulu didn't mean to harm Rocco and that it isn't true as she rushes off. Gio lashes out after Brooklyn reveals everything to him because he knows how much suffering Rocco is going through right now and that it will be even worse for him because he is younger. Gio questions why Brooklyn brought up the past in the first place, and she responds that she never intended for him to see it. After being approached by Rocco, who requests that he tell him everything about Britt, Jason shows up at Lulu's and shares another side of her. He is informed about the file that he and Danny found by Rocco. Jason claims that when all of it occurred, he wasn't in town. According to Rocco, Danny looked Britt up online and said they were pals. Britt's belongings were everywhere, both good and bad. He's curious about Britt's identity. When Jason shares his acquaintance with Britt with Rocco, he believes she has changed, but others may not share his opinion. Since he might not have been born without Britt, Rocco cannot be angry with her. Jason claims that although Britt was embarrassed to tell him anything about her past, she did admit that she was surprised to have Rocco and fall in love with him. She loved him and found it difficult to let go of him even though she knew what she had done was wrong. If Mom were still here, he thinks she would be impressed with Rocco's growth. Rocco bids Jason farewell and thanks him for the conversation. Lulu encounters Jason outside and inquires as to his purpose. At Windmere, Marco holds himself responsible for his mother's passing, which Sidwell feeds his rage. According to Marco, Sonny allowed Natalia to leave because she refused to listen to reason and kept talking about the new life he had planned for her. Marco and Sidwell both acknowledge that Sonny is to blame for his mother's death, but Sidwell assures him that this is not his responsibility. He claims that when Natalia made a bargain with Sonny, she sealed her face, and he wasn't going to let her to ruin his life. Has the light reached Christina? Christina and Alexis are hosting a movie night at their house. Given what she did to Rick and Liz, Christina is in awe of her mother's kindness toward her. Alexis acknowledges that the strain she was under broke her, and while she does not support her actions, she is making every effort to keep her out of jail. Though she feels she caved into the blackmail for Molly's sake, Christina is grateful and unaware of what she did to her father. According to Alexis, she did it for them both. This time, Christina believes she went too far and caused her mother to view her in a way that she will never be able to overcome. Nothing will alter Alexis's perception of her beloved daughter. Christina swears to rescue them from their predicament. Here's hoping your plan works and Rick and Ava go after one another, adds Alexis. Will Liz and Rick reconcile? Liz and Portia have gathered to watch the fireworks at the Metro Court pool. Liz was taken aback that her pal had no plans with Curtis. When Rick shows up, he says he didn't think his evening would get much better. Rick claims she's working on her show, but Liz expected him to be with Ava. Liz is invited by Rick, who has 2 orchestra tickets, because it's a special Gershwin concert and he's her favorite. When Rick receives a call, he tells Liz to inform him about the symphony and that he must run. Liz is informed by Portia that it must be crucial to remove the person on the phone from her. Liz says she likes to spend time with Rick and he's enjoyable, but she knows better than to get back into a relationship with him. Portia teases, well-known final remarks, are Rick and Ava done? Ava is putting in extra hours on the Joel Sartor exhibit when Nina visits the gallery. Ava is informed by Nina that Willow has chosen to wed Drew and ruin what little life she still has. When it's her chance to vent, Ava claims to have discovered that Rick has been lying to her about where he has been. Ava doesn't want to part with Rick because he's entertaining and attractive, but Nina contends that she deserves better. Nina is making the most of Drew's visit to Washington, D.C., and she had to go out for a drink with Willow. The only positive aspect of this marriage is that she is assisting her in organizing the wedding, something she has always wanted to do with her little daughter. However, being married to Drew is still a mistake. Ava is confronted with their overdraft accounts by Rick when he later appears. Ava notes that her show required updated lighting. He claims that they will be enjoying Pentonville's illumination if she doesn't stop spending money that she shouldn't. Ava claims that she will claim to have sold a unique item if someone inquires about her finances. She says she hardly ever sees Rick now because he is constantly traveling to Beecher's Corner, even though he reminds her that they are in this together. She confronts Rick about knowing he has been seeing Liz after coercing him into lying and saying that's where he has been. When her leg was in a cast, Rick confessed to taking her juice without telling Ava because he knew she would overreact, as she is now. She has things to do, so she asks whether he's finished. To hang the artwork for Ava, Cody arrives. He's been helping Ava a lot, especially after hours, Rick finds out. After telling Ava he will see her at the performance tomorrow, Rick leaves. Where does Ava want him now that Cody says he's all hers? Cody takes a gamble and gives Ava a kiss as they are measuring and hanging paintings. Liz and Portia claim not to have seen Nina as she returns to the pool to meet Willow. Liz discovers she never informed Portia that Lucky asked her to marry him before he left town, but she declined as Nina leaves. Willow texts Nina, who is seated at a table, to let her know that she has stopped in traffic. When she finally gets here, Nina asks her what route she took because she had no trouble getting here. Baby Daisy was taken by whom? At the station, Felicia and Mac meet up before going out to supper. When she sees Molly, she tells her how happy she is to learn that Christina was released from the hospital. Molly expresses her relief as well and gives Cody kudos for keeping her sane that evening. Mac observes that his kid is a decent man who isn't dating anyone. And Cop abruptly stops to inform Mac that they may have a kidnapping case. When Olivia and Ned return home to the Quartermain estate, they discover Daisy has been abducted. Ned and Michael start searching the house while Olivia tries to soothe Sasha after Michael has already phoned the police. Chase arrives to interrogate Sasha and Michael. After what transpired with Willow and Drew, Michael acknowledges that he removed the nanny cam. Chase is informed by Sasha of all the enigmatic events involving Daisy. Olivia discovers Daisy in her living room bassinet all of a sudden. Sasha and Michael run to her. Sasha claims that she didn't know what was happening and that this was the first place she looked. Olivia offers to Sasha that she might simply be exhausted as the men decide to investigate the grounds. This isn't hormones, Sasha claims, and she wouldn't lose her child. Later, Chase tells everyone that there are no indications of forced entry and that no one is on the estate. Olivia comments to Michael in the foyer that this might be postpartum and that early intervention is crucial if it is. He appreciates her advice. Ned goes up to bed with Oliva. Felicia tells Molly back at the station that she hopes Mac didn't reach her and that he wants everyone to know how amazing Cody is. After returning and announcing that the baby has been located, Mac proposes that they all go out to dinner, taking Cody along. Molly appreciates the invitation, however she is currently extremely busy at work. Felicia advises Mac not to press Molly and Cody together as Molly leaves. Mac believes Molly is exactly what Cody needs, someone who will hold him accountable and on course. Rick knocks on Alexis' door and says they need to talk about some business. At that moment, he notices Christina seated on the couch. In the show's last moments, Liz tells Portia in the pool that she's noticed she's been going to the hospital more often lately and inquires as to whether she and Curtis are having issues. Portia, who has always been a warrior, asserts that all relationships experience difficulties and that how you handle them is what counts. Sidwell informs Marco at Windmere that Natalia discovered Sonny had a cardiac problem and kept it a secret from him. Sonny must have realized that he had been duped. Sonny can't get away with this, according to Marco. Sidwell promises to make sure he doesn't. Marco responds, "No, we'll make sure of it." Christina promptly informs Rick that Molly isn't present at Alexis, and Alexis recommends that Rick text her. After saying he will do so, Rick leaves. Alexis was afraid Christina would turn on him, but Christina claims she understands that keeping Ava and Rick in the dark can benefit her. "See, I have learned a lesson," she replies with a smile. At the gallery, Cody asks Ava if that kiss went well. She claims that the kiss was wonderful and delicate. Cody apologizes and claims he misinterpreted the indications, but she insists it can't happen again. It was wishful thinking. She claims they can carry on working without any further miscommunications, but he feels he should leave. Cody accepts and resumes his work. Jason informs Lulu outside her home that Rocco contacted her with inquiries regarding Britt. He informed him that she was a decent person based on his experience. Infuriated, Lulu queries how he could say that. Lulu claims she revealed Rocco his truth, but Jason just told Rocco the truth. Although Jason claims it doesn't make it bad, Lulu informs him that he is unaware of the suffering Britt caused at the time. Gio is shocked that Brooklyn planned to harm Lulu by using his brother at the boathouse. Gio doesn't trust Brooklyn's claims that she didn't intend to harm Rocco. He now realizes that leaving her was the proper decision and that he shouldn't have came here tonight. He will not repeat that error. Sasha requests that Michael bring the crib into her room from the Q's living room. Michael assures Chase that he will, and in private, he will do a security sweep to look for signs of a break-in. Chase speculates that Sasha might be having hallucinations and that Daisy might be in danger from her own mother. Willow tells Nina that she foolishly lost track of time while speaking with Drew on the phone back at the Metro Court. Willow reflects about her true location. We watch as she takes Daisy for a brief stroll. "Your mommy betrayed me, and your daddy won't let me see my children, so I'll show them how it feels to have your child taken from you," she told the girl. Sasha sobs on the next General Hospital. "You think I'm crazy, don't you?" Jordan tells Curtis that she must do the right thing and leave his life. "What are you doing tonight?" Rick asks Liz. Kai is informed by Drew that he has a strategy and hopes it will succeed. Sonny tells Jason, "If you come after my child, your child will pay." Carly confronts Willow, saying, "Michael told me what you did, and you're not going to get away with it." GH spoilers for Wednesday, July 9th, startling new information, reasonable fears, and brutal arguments. Wednesday, July 9th General Hospital spoilers and updates hint at surprising revelations, reasonable anxieties, and intense conflicts. Sasha Corbin has reasonable concerns, Willow Tate is the target of a heated argument, and Jordan Ashford gives a startling update. Startling updates: Jordan shows in to give a startling news while Curtis Ashford seems to be at his Aurora office. Since Curtis is still married and she doesn't desire an affair with her ex, she has recently been conflicted about him confiding in her about his marital issues. Jordan tells Curtis that she must do the right thing and leave his life, and Curtis looks both astonished and outraged. It implies that there will be no accidental meetings or any communication at all. Will they both be able to maintain those limits? Sasha is upset and asks someone, "You think I'm crazy, don't you?" out of logical fear. A few individuals in the Quartermaine mansion believe she might be seeing hallucinations of Daisy Gilmore showing up and going away, but considering Sasha's past, these are reasonable concerns. Shortly after Liam Mike Corbin's death, Sasha was experiencing some serious emotional issues that were almost mental in nature. However, even the home and heart show's issues with hallucinations and other issues had a little help. According to other GH rumors, Michael Corinthos will reassure Sasha. It seems like he's telling her that he doesn't believe she's insane. Despite being chastised by Ava Jerome for lying about spending time with Elizabeth Baldwin, Rick Lansing continues to extend invitations. With a persistent invitation, he approaches Elizabeth once more and inquires about her plans for tonight. In the past, he had interrupted Elizabeth's girlfriend's time with Portia Robinson by asking about a performance to which he had a few tickets. He appears to have approached her at work, and she is apprehensive. At least Lucky Spencer never abducted a pregnant lady and held her captive in a panic room, so she should appear cautious about getting again engaged with him. Plots and plans. In another scene, Kai Taylor and Drew Kane are conversing. "I have a plan," he tells his new congressional intern, "and I just hope it works." Knowing the dishonest congressman, however, his idea is likely more of a conspiracy than a real one. When he rambled on about the hunt for Jacinda, Kai essentially gave him the leverage he had been seeking against an adversary. Even if Felicia Scorpio was able to locate Jacinda in Australia, she may still be the wild card in this case. How precisely is Drew going to handle this, or will he pay her extra to vanish somewhere else? Intense arguments. Carly Spencer finds Willow at work and has a heated argument with her at the hospital. She claims that Michael informed him of her actions and that she will not get away with it. Carly is discussing about Willow breaking the judge's instructions to avoid contact by following Wiley Corinthos when he was taking a swimming lesson at the Metro Court pool. Maybe Carly will ban Willow from the Metro Court since she regained her share of it and is still working with Olivia Quartermaine. In addition to that, she might work with Michael to obtain a restraining order. An eye for an eye. In another scene, Sonny Corinthos and Jason Morgan talk about Christina Corinthos Davis' near-death experience with the arson at Charlie's pub. Despite Jen Sidwell's framing of Selena Wu and some of her accomplices, they both believe he is responsible. As his mother, Natalia Ramirez, was dying, Jen's son, Marco Rios, rushed into the flaming pub and saved Christina's life. Sonny tells Jason, "You come after my child, your child will pay." If Marco causes collateral damage, then so be it. When Daisy is abducted, Port Charles is rocked. In the preview, Sasha hurries out of the room and ends up running into Michael Corinthos as she tells her baby daddy that their child has been taken. Any parent's worst nightmare is this one, and poor Sasha has already had enough anguish relating to the baby over the years to have to go through this again, but here she is. General Hospital viewers are aware that Daisy has been the target of stalking from birth, thus the development of an abduction plot is not shocking. It's likely that someone simply scooped up the child to comfort her if she was sobbing or to return her to Sasha because these weekly teasers can occasionally be deceptive. You never know, though, given that someone has been seeing Michael's kids and the infant via the windows. Daisy could be kidnapped. There is a good likelihood that Daisy has been taken, which would upset the entire community in addition to Sasha, Michael, and the Quartermaines. The prospect of Daisy being abducted was alluded to in the soap opera when Sasha was given the wrong infant at the hospital. Fans believe Willow Tate may be participating in the stalker plan, which started at this point. After all, Willow's mental health suffered a serious blow a few weeks ago when she lost custody of Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. Following the ruling, she experienced a distressing breakdown in court and has been acting quite oddly ever since. Since stalking a newborn appears so different from Willow's behavior as a mother and nurse, there has been widespread conjecture that she may have dissociative identity disorder, DID. Viewers of GH have a strong suspicion that Willow is Daisy's stalker because she was at the hospital when Daisy was with Sasha and because she knows the Q house very well. While testifying at Willow and Michael's divorce and custody proceedings, she helped deliver the baby into the world when Sasha went into labor. Furthermore, Willow may feel justified in stealing Sasha's daughter because she has lost her own children. But wouldn't it be a little obvious that Willow is already under suspicion? After all, Daisy's stalker might be anyone, possibly even a former rival from Sasha's time as a scammer. On the other hand, Jen Sidwell was aware that Sasha was expecting a child and has yet to forgive Holly Sutton for misleading him. He may have hired a hitman to find and kidnap Daisy, who is her grandchild. There are several possible culprits. According to General Hospital teasers, Sasha's life will completely change when she finds out her child is missing. But given Michael's strength, wealth, and influence, as well as the tenacity of the super spy Scorpio family, it won't be long before Daisy is returned to her mother. Spoilers for General Hospital, will a Sorazed ace return to PC to reclaim his fortune? According to General Hospital spoilers, Port Charles, New York, is never far from the Cassadine family's renowned brand of mayhem, even in spirit. There is still a lot of Cassadine-related activity happening on, and they have been haunting and taunting the residents for decades. First of all, the diabolical Jens Sidwell, who is as poisonous and vicious as any of the Cassadines, has taken up residence in the dreary Windmere. He is isolated in his gloomy home base, attacking Sonny Corinthos repeatedly, and he intends to annex a large portion of the gangster's land. Summertime is all about the teens. This season of the soap opera is no exception to the rule that summertime viewership is all about the teen scene. At least 3 healthy young guys work at the Metro Court Pool, and oddly enough, we've been hearing Ace Cassadine's name mentioned occasionally. Is Ace going through Soras right now? There are never enough attractive men on any soap opera. If so, he would be a wonderful fit for a number of current storylines. PC teen scene sizzling to begin with, an ace who is aging quickly might become one of the many people who are having trouble defining who they are, like Rocco Falconeri and Gio Palmieri. Ace's father is incarcerated, and his mother, Esme Prince, has passed away. Beyond that, however, Ace receives a huge wealth upon reaching adulthood. Ace's money is being spent. Alexis Davis is draining Ace's bank accounts, and having a lot of money is typically a surefire way to become bankrupt. Imagine Ace's surprise when he finds out that his money is being used to protect Alexis from being blackmailed. Nobody would be happy if their inheritance vanished, and Ace has a lot of hot, vindictive blood from people like Cyrus Renaud, Franco Baldwin, Heather Weber, Ryan Chamberlain, and Helena Cassadine, to name a few. Alexis is a hot mess. To put it another way, it would be shocking if an adult Ace returned to the canvas, and not just because we last saw him as a baby. Do you want Ace to come back and get embroiled in the shady activities surrounding his inheritance, GH fans? Curtis wants to know whether Felicia found Jacinda at last. Can Curtis proceed with his plan's next phase? Did Drew reach Jacinda first, too? Felicia had a lead on Jacinda when Curtis last spoke with her. Nina hired her to sneak Drew the ketamine that Portia had found for her. Congressman Cutthroat thereupon had a night of revelry that resulted in negative publicity and a widely shared video of him and Jacinda acting out in front of a crowd at the Savoy. Hopefully, Felicia will inform Curtis that she has located Jacinda. The CEO of Aurora Media can proceed to the next phase of his plan if she has. Encourage Jacinda to share her truth with the public and media. That Drew was the one who took the ketamine. Curtis believes that by doing this, Drew will be forced to leave his wife alone. The problem is that Kai provided Drew with extremely confidential insider knowledge. He felt compelled to inform his new supervisor about Curtis's plot because he was Drew's congressional intern. Is it possible that Drew reached Jacinda before Felicia did, even if Felicia did find her? Elsewhere in Port Charles, Drew gives some guidance while Michael reassures Sasha, perhaps. Does Drew understand how Willow arrived at the Metro Court Hotel pool precisely when she knew Wiley would be there, as he warns her? Willow might be warned by him to slow her roll. And that he will see to it that she returns her children on schedule. Lucas is very concerned about Marco, who believes Sonny Corinthos is to blame for his mother's passing. The fact that the autopsy finds no evidence of her murder is irrelevant. Lucas abruptly chooses to ask Carly, who is close to Sonny, for something. Does that imply that Sonny is involved in Lucas's request? At last, Rick simply cannot give up Elizabeth. Rick sees his opportunity now that Lucky has left the stage and is touring the world with Aiden. Therefore, watch for him to invite Elizabeth. It can be a date invitation. Or he has to discuss other matters with her. However, he clearly has heart eyes for Liz based on the way he always looks at her. Vaughn cuddles up to Emma, Sonny is free from PCPD, and Lulu slaps Brooklyn. While Sonny Corinthos was free to roam around the PCPD, Lulu Spencer slapped Brooklyn Quartermain. Here's how everything transpired. Vaughn also clung to Emma Scorpio Drake. When Anna Devane arrived at Windmere to question Jen Sidwell about Natalia Ramirez's death, he denied any role and blamed Sonny Corinthos. When Anna later obtained Natalia's autopsy at GH, Marco Rios appeared and inquired about its findings. Laura Collins refused to leave Sonny at the PCPD and embraced him as soon as Ezra Boyle walked in. Since it was against the law in a police interrogation room, Laura had an officer force Ezra to remove the video of the embrace that he had recorded on his phone. Anna then provided details on Natalia's autopsy, which revealed that a deadly combination of drugs and alcohol caused her death. According to Anna, it wasn't murder, whether it was done on purpose or by mistake. Anna allowed the mob boss to get away with it, but Ezra pretended that Sonny might still be responsible for the overdose. Sidwell promised his father that they wouldn't drop this like the PCPD when Marco informed him of the most recent information. Michael Corinthos told Brooke about Willow Tate's disturbing run-in with Wiley Corinthos at the pool outside the Quartermain boathouse. Additionally, Brooke Lynn spoke with Michael that she was unable to get revenge on Lulu because doing so would have harmed Rocco Falconeri. After a while, Michael assisted Sasha Gilmore Corbin in getting Daisy Gilmore ready for bed, and Sasha admitted that they worked well together. She was able to work out all of the old secrets with Cody Bell once she was back with Brooke Lynn. In the end, Cody and Brooke Lynn embraced as they rekindled their friendship. After the fireworks started, Sasha rushed to check on Daisy after hearing her on the baby monitor. Sasha got into a frenzy when she saw Daisy was gone from her cot. Before approaching Carly Spencer about Sonny, Giovanni Gio Palmieri had a brief conversation with Emma at the pool. Gio asked Carly what she thought of Sonny because Tracy Quartermain had been disparaging him. Carly acknowledged that Sonny loved his family despite having done things he wasn't proud of. Carly ultimately recommended that Gio discuss Sonny's complexity with Dante because he had also had trouble answering comparable concerns regarding his own father. Carly joined Jocelyn Jacks, who closed her laptop to conceal her studies with Professor Henry Hank Dalton. Once Vaughn arrived, Carly saw Jocelyn staring at him and encouraged her daughter to go speak with him. Regarding forgetting the kiss outside Charlie's pub, Jocelyn and Vaughn agreed. In their strategy session, the WSB team discussed how Vaughn could use his affection for animals to win Emma over, but he also wanted to know what would set her off. Vaughn realized he could connect with Emma since Jocelyn acknowledged that Emma believed she was an entitled brat. Jocelyn made a big commotion and publicly dumped Vaughn since Emma was there to see it happen. As Joss and Vaughn had intended, Emma finally offered Vaughn a drink and bonded with him over Jocelyn's shortcomings. Emma pointed out that she founded the animal rights organization that Vaughn had mentioned to him. As Jocelyn watched the fireworks, Emma, anxious to converse more, locked arms with Vaughn. To assist her in responding to Rocco's inquiries regarding Britt Westbourne, Lulu called Dante Falconeri from home. Lulu ended up in a coma, but Dante and Lulu told Rocco that they always intended to tell him everything. There had been a lot of other turmoil since Lulu woke up, which obstructed the truth. Lulu maintained that he was both Dante's and Britt's genetic kid, despite Rocco's concerns that Britt might be his biological mother. Lulu and Dante told Rocco that they loved and wanted him after they revealed that Britt had stolen their embryo. According to Rocco, he discovered the 2 birth certificates in a file containing his name. Lulu confronted Brooke Lynn outside the Q boathouse after learning that it was in his deception work pile. Lulu struck Brooke Lynn in the face after calling her a hateful bitch, adding that it was unacceptable to injure Rocco. According to General Hospital spoilers, the feud between Lulu and Brooke Lynn is far from resolved. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.